The following is a production of Learfield Sports.
It was tied at halftime. The Badgers led just 9-3, but in the second half, the home team scored 4 touchdowns. Tanner McEvoy had a stretch of 17 straight completions, 10 grabs on the day for 122 yards and a touchdown for sophomore receiver Alex Erickson. A very good day, as it turned out, for the Badgers. We'll hear from some of the victorious players. We'll check in with first-year running backs coach Thomas Brown. This week's senior salute is Lance Baretz. And as always, we'll hear from head coach Gary Andersen. It's all coming up on the Badger Sports Report.
Badger 13-yard line, 2nd and 9 for the Leathernecks. Snap back to Norvell, back to throw. Badgers bring in 5, and the pass deflected, and it's intercepted at the 10, 15, 20. Michael Caputo across the 30, and is rolled to the turf near the 35-yard line. Matt Zobrist, the right tackle, over to make the stop. A deflected pass that is picked off by Caputo, and the Badger defense comes up big when it had to. Motions to the formation. McEvoy under center, pulls back, throws right side. It's caught by Ramish to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. The Badgers go for it on 4th and 2, and they go to the air.
It was awesome. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I was wide open. I don't think there's anybody out there. It's a good play for us, but yeah, I didn't really know what to do when I got in there. Just smile. I know my whole town was behind me. You know, it's not a very big town, but I got all kinds of texts and calls and stuff, and I'm just happy to be from a small town and represent them as best as I can.
In motion to the left, McEvoy rolling right, throwing, caught by Gordon at the 5, bangs off one defender, slips another tackle, touchdown Wisconsin. Melvin Gordon showing the hands on the reception, and then toughness after the catch. To the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Corey Clement. Taken down by Michael Caputo. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Melvin Gordon. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Kansas go.
The Badger Sports Report with Gary Andersen is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Hyundai, by Adidas, by Toyota, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin athletics.
Some call it a miracle. Others call it science. But for those who've needed a kidney transplant like Kelly Krager, they simply call it a new lease on life. For nearly 5 decades, UW Health and the University of Wisconsin have been national leaders in the field of kidney transplant, providing a new life for recipients and assuring a normal life for living donors. Miracle? Science? Maybe it's a little bit of both. UW Health. Remarkable.
When you have the fastest internet speeds, you can find anything almost instantly, which is a powerful thing. Because sometimes it's not so much what you're looking for, but how fast you can find it that makes all the difference. Get the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Wisconsin cheese, making good food great.
Fans use signs to identify themselves. The chop, the fork, the O, hook 'em horns. But there's one sign everyone wants to be identified with. Number 1, fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours just buy another Hyundai. Number 1 in customer loyalty 5 years in a row. Show your loyalty using the hashtag #ThisIsLoyalty.
"37-3, the Badgers pull away in the second half to defeat Western Illinois. It was 9-3 at the half, but the Badgers break it wide open, and we can get to the offense here as we visit with head coach Gary Andersen. But let's start with the defense. Western ends up with 162 yards total offense, 34 in the second half. That's some pretty good work by your guys on defense.
It is. I'm proud of the way those kids played. Coaches made some nice adjustments. They hit us with some fly sweep stuff that they hadn't shown in the past, and they got some fast guys, which we knew walking in. So, but overall, it looked like, before I watched the tape, they're maturing and that they're kind of playing a little bit together, and the leaders are rising up. Michael made a huge play. Caputo made a huge play down there in the red zone early with the pick. Cheekway, a young guy, gets his hand on the ball. So hopefully that continues to be contagious. And I thought Marcus played with a lot of emotion today, and so did Vince Beagle. And those are the things we need. We need to have a little bit of that swagger on defense.
You ever seen a game start with a safety?
No, that's the first for me. Yeah, that was the first. There was some discussion on what it was or wasn't, and this and that, and the official was as clear as he could be. He said they're going to look at it, which is his job to say that, and I just decided we need to take a long, hard look at that one and make sure, so we'll call the timeout, and it all worked out. Maybe the team grew a little bit today all around, but I guess I think first of all, offense, it was tough going there early in the ball game. Tanner threw an interception, but man, then he got that stretch going, 17 straight. Saw some pretty good things there on the offensive side. Yep, there was. This team is 2 weeks in a row they've faced adversity in different ways. 2 or 3 different ways they've actually faced some adversity, and they've handled it. At least they've looked it in the eye, and we've dealt with it. And that's the way it was with the offense early in that football game. Without a question, there was some adversity, and there could have been some pointings of fingers going on, and this and that. There was not. Tanner got in a rhythm now, 17 in a row. That's hard to do on air sometimes, so it was great to see. The relationship with him and Alex Erickson in this ballgame, 10 catches for Alex. Was this something that you guys as coaches maybe noticed throughout the course of training camp, those two guys in particular being able to work off each other? No, I don't think so. I think it was just, the offense came that way, and Alex did a tremendous job. And, you can't discount Jordan the way he blocked on a lot of those catches out there, the bubble screens or the wide receiver screens out there. But Alex had a great game. It was great to see because he's worked so hard to come back off that injury he had in the South Carolina in the bowl game. He's been healthy all camp, and it's fun to see him have some success. Is that one of the bigger challenges that a coach, in this case Chris Beatty as a wide receivers coach, to get one of his young wideouts? Jordan understands it and has probably all along that, hey, there's more to it than catching the ball. If you block, you have a chance to get on the field. Yeah, you got to be tough in this game. And, you've got to catch contested balls. You've got to be able to go over the middle. We showed that today with a couple of receivers. You saw Sam Arneson do that. You saw Alex do that. You saw Jordan block. You saw a couple of wideouts, not make great decisions. And we missed a couple blocks down here in the red zone the first time or second time I believe we had the ball. And so those are growing, maturing moments. But that was kind of our message at halftime was you got to be tough to play this game. Man up. The yards were tough to get on the ground for Melvin. They did credit to Western Illinois. They did a good job zeroing in on him. But he had 4 catches in this game. Pretty encouraging sign there as he maybe continues to expand his game on offense. Yep, it is. And, it was tough sledding in there, and that's why the throw game got opened up. And but for Melvin to be able to get that done, because we had 1 last year, I think the whole season. So he's 3 above that after game 2 this year. So and there were some nice catches. They weren't just layup catches. There was a couple balls that he had to reach back a little bit, and had some nice speed on him coming out of there. So that was good to see. And it's nice to see him continually to get involved in the offense that way. Did you learn a few things about your team? It's worth reminding folks, this is so young, this team in spots, true freshmen, redshirt freshmen playing. Did you learn some pretty important things about your team this week? I think so, and I've already spoke about the adversity, but just the way that they, stayed in the moment, that was impressive last week, and it was impressive this week, and hopefully they can grow on that. But I've seen the youth at the defensive line continually to move forward, which they have to. And it would have been easy for Austin Ramish to get caught up in the moment today. I don't think he did at all. I thought he played well. It's hard when you lose Derek Watt in that offense to be able to, the unsung hero is the fullback a lot of times, just like the offensive lineman. And Austin had to pick up where Derek left off, and I thought it was a good start.
All right, Badgers have a bye this coming Saturday, but they're back home on the 20th to take on Bowling Green. Second game of what will turn out to be a 3-game homestand, taking the Badgers into Big Ten play. But again, no game this Saturday. Back at it a week from Saturday as Bowling Green from the Mid-American Conference comes to town. Coach rejoins us in a few minutes with a great day and great question of the week as we continue with a Badgers Sports Report right after this.
We needed to win our last couple games. Our last 3 games prior to this, we lost, and that's not good. And I know it was a tough loss on the road last week, but we came back. We responded well with these guys.
I mean, we still have some, bad taste in our mouth. We didn't play as good in the first half, but it's still something to build off of. A win's a win. It's hard to come by wins, and so just having that was a good thing.
Western Illinois definitely had some momentum, and we were still winning, and that's what we want to tell them is we're still winning the game. We just have to keep poised and get the momentum on our side, and that's what they did.
I mean, it was great to get out, get that taste out of our mouth from last week, and go out there and execute today. Offensively, we needed a game like this. I mean, we know what we can do on offense. We know we can pass the ball. Their defense was making us pass the ball. They were making us throw it, and we executed. And that's what we have to do when teams can do that to us, and we got to show that we can do it. So
obviously, you guys could all see it. We also could see it. They're loading the box. We knew we had to get the pass game going and to get some short passes rolling. To supplement the run game was great.
Somebody said he had 17 completions in a row. I didn't know that, but yeah, you see, especially as a quarterback, those short little passes help you get in rhythm and just keep rolling with the offense. And he got in his groove today, and you can see what he can. He's a heck of a playmaker.
I found out at the end of the game that I made that many completions in a row. So I mean, at that point of the game, we were just trying to get the ball moving and get some points on the board because we started off a little slow. So we executed and we did what we had to do.
When you're hitting on all cylinders in the game, and your receivers making plays, and your quarterback's out there, destroying them with his feet and his arm. That's amazing to watch, watching players grow and that you've been working with all summer. Watching those players shine is amazing, and I'm proud of how they played today.
It does a lot for the confidence of the team, really. It goes to the defensive side, not just offense, defense, the whole thing is involved.
It's 2050. I'm one of 9 billion people on the planet. Like most, I live in a city. Our air and water are clean, and there's plenty of fresh food for everyone. My parents are getting old, but staying healthy. Good thing, because my kids will probably live to be 100. Can you imagine?
The University of Wisconsin-Madison, preparing minds to meet the challenges of the future before they become the challenges of today. Keep on, Wisconsin. Keep on.
McEvoy takes a snap, hands toward, has room, right side, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Wisconsin. Melvin Gordon.
From Alan Amici to Ron Dane and Monte Ball to Melvin Gordon, Wisconsin's history of being tailback U is a storied one. After the departure of former running backs coach Thomas Hammock to the NFL, the new man behind the position is former University of Georgia standout Thomas Brown.
The great tradition and great history of year in and year out, having some of the top tailbacks in the country, great production, and a great opportunity I was walking into. So I was extremely excited about it and up for the challenge and ready to get going.
Coach Brown was a great guy. He came from a great school, great background, great family, and he was just down to earth. We wanted somebody who was going to push us each day in practice like Coach Hammock always did. We just wanted somebody who could follow up on that and just, keep the legacy going here at Running Back University.
They kind of got me up to date on some of the traditions here, which I was obviously being from Georgia. I just knew about some things from afar, but did a great job of welcoming me here, and I've just been trying to hit the ground running and trying to get used to the year-round, day-to-day deal at Wisconsin.
Stafford going to take it and go to Brown. Brown needs a block. He hit a guy. He ran over him and scored. Mississippi what amounts to a 5-man line, and so we quickly hand it off, and we break a man through over to the 80, down to 20. Thomas Brown is going to go all the way.
He can bring a lot to the table. He's played at the highest level, NFL, which is where we all want to be one day. So why not listen to him, get all the positive tips that we can get. Coach, he's a great guy, and I'm happy to be coached by him.
We can offer a lot because, he's going to teach us every little detail. So, and he didn't play that long ago. So, it's kind of, just having a running back coach that's basically, like I said, younger, and he just understands you more.
it adds a different feature where you can talk about, actually doing it, going through the process. Being a Hollywood recruit like a lot of those guys were, high expectations coming in for you as a freshman and having to deal with, hey, you're on campus now with a bunch of guys who are just as good as you are and having to compete through that every single day, but also having a balanced lifestyle, working on academics and also social as well. I've been from the highs and the lows of, being a starter when I was in college to having some letdowns, having some injuries, having setbacks. So I've kind of seen it full circle and feel well equipped to kind of handle, whatever these guys are going through. When I signed as a freshman, I was the only guy they signed in our class, but I was one of 8 tailbacks. Came at the bottom of the depth chart and had to get real humble, like I said, was, a highly recruited guy and wanted to come in and be the guy right away, but it's a process to it. You got to come out every single day and compete. That's what I tell those guys, from the first day I got here. And I think the competition, solves most of your problems. It makes you definitely better and kind of weed out those guys who aren't ready and prepared, and the cream will always rise to the top.
Tucker, Georgia native, also drafted by his hometown Atlanta Falcons, Coach Brown hopes he can translate his ties to the Southeast into recruiting success.
It's like playing. It's a competition. Those guys are. Everybody goes into the South to recruit guys. It's a over-recruited area in a lot of ways, and the whole Big Ten is there. You got the SEC there. Other conferences in that same area trying to recruit the same guys. So you got to be consistent and believe in your brand and be believable when you're selling it. Guys that are highly recruited are going to have the same stuff said to them all the time by every single university. They're going to tell them they're going to be a great player there and what they can do for them and that type of deal. But I try to get to know the guys outside of football and try to relate to them from that standpoint and the long-term effects of coming and choosing a great university like Wisconsin.
We all still bring everything, from previous year to this year. We kind of, what worked for us last year, we kind of want to correlate it to everything that we can possibly do. What's worked for us last year, why not keep it? But, we kind of want to bring something new to the table to help us, excel even further. So me and him and Melvin are just, kind of, change up a few things, but not changing up too much.
He just always preaches, effort to me, just come out, work hard, give great effort, and that's something good to teach a young guy like me coming into the college level.
I hate putting limitations on what guys can achieve. We talk about every season, whether it be spring, whether it be summer, whether it be fall camp, or during the actual fall season of making goals and making them realistic. I just want to try to help those guys achieve their goals, keep everybody healthy, and put those guys in the best situation to help this team win.
We'll be making a traditional octopus salad, drizzled with some olive oil and topped with a dash of salt and pepper.
It's funny how seeing a clearer picture can lead you to see the bigger one. Get the most HD channels and the fastest internet on the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
Whether you're out there training for a big event or you're just trying to stay in shape, I have a bit of advice. It's important to remember that what happens after the workout is just as important as what happens during the workout. My advice? Be sure to refuel with low-fat chocolate milk. It has the perfect mixture of protein, carbs, and electrolytes to help you refuel, rehydrate, and build muscle. In Wisconsin, athletes win with low-fat chocolate milk. And you can too. To learn more, visit winwithchocolatemilk.com.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Well, we certainly knew the Badgers players and coaches would be ready for the home opener here at Camp Randall Stadium. But the real question is, would the fans be ready? That's a great question, so we asked them.
So excited, you know, Badgers all the way. I've been waiting all summer for this. First game day, gotta be pumped. Camp Randall's just busting with Badger fans, so pretty happy about it.
It's cool that this is your first Badger game.
Yeah.
What are you expecting today?
Win.
How excited you are to be back at Camp Randall after the summer?
On a 100, like 110. That's where I feel it. 120, 200.
That's a good percentage.
That's the first game in the atmosphere. Our Badgers, we love it.
Very excited to be here. Always love to see the Badgers. First year with season tickets, so we're really fired up this year.
Well, it seems the fans are ready, and you know what? I'm ready too. And don't forget, every week right here on the Badger Sports Report will be John with Jocko. At Camp Randall Stadium for the Badger Sports Report, I'm Mike Jocks.
Well, it's been a long road for me as a walk-on. I just feel very, very blessed to have this opportunity in general. I mean, I've had so many great experiences here, a couple of Rose Bowls, Capital One Bowl, Big Ten Championship. I just couldn't really ask for any more. I mean, I would say, we all would love to win a national championship. That's everybody's goal. I mean, all around the country, no matter where you go. But like I said, done a lot of really great things, playing in the Big Ten Championship, playing in the Rose Bowl. I mean, that's something that you'll remember for your entire life. When I came in, I was a pretty good player in high school. I came in, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come in and play right away. But you learn pretty fast that you're not the biggest fish in the pond anymore. So it was humbling pretty quick, and now I really pride myself on my come to work attitude every day and just grind it out and try to get better. I think it's just the natural, just hardworking mentality of people in the state. We have a great walk-on tradition. I mean, it goes back years and years and years since Coach Alvey was coach here. So just one of those things where the kids are just brought up with a certain mindset and they want to come in and work and they want to earn their keep. Classes have gone well for me, thankfully. It can be tough sometimes, especially during the season, to get in your books and really want to go to the library after practice, after you're dying out here. But it's just something that for me is really big because I know I want to get a really good job after I graduate, and there's no better place to earn a degree in order to do that. It was one of those things where when I was coming out of high school, I turned down some smaller schools. And it was just, when I took my visit here, I visited the school. I just knew that this is a place where even if football didn't work out, this is a place where I'd want to live, this is a place where I'd want to go to class, and the connections I've made here are absolutely unbelievable.
Fans use signs to identify themselves. The chop, the fork, the O, hook 'em horns. But there's one sign everyone wants to be identified with. Number one, fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours just buy another Hyundai. Number one in customer loyalty 5 years in a row. Show your loyalty using the hashtag #ThisIsLoyalty.
When you have the fastest internet speeds, you can find anything almost instantly, which is a powerful thing. Because sometimes it's not so much what you're looking for, but how fast you can find it that makes all the difference. Get the most advanced fiber network. Charter Spectrum. Where will it take you?
Some call it a miracle. Others call it science. But for those who've needed a kidney transplant like Kelly Krager, they simply call it a new lease on life. For nearly 5 decades, UW Health and the University of Wisconsin have been national leaders in the field of kidney transplant, providing a new life for recipients and assuring a normal life for living donors. Miracle? Science? Maybe it's a little bit of both. UW Health. Remarkable.
Ooh. Ah. Wisconsin cheese. Making good food great.
The Badger Sports Report with Gary Andersen is brought to you by Charter Communications, by the Dairy Farm Families of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board, by Hyundai, by Adidas, by Toyota, and by UW Health, a cornerstone partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Time once again for the Great Dane Great Question of the Week, and it comes from Rick in Madison. Wants to know, Coach, when you go about assigning recruiting areas for your assistant coaches, how do you determine what region each coach will work?
Well, Rick, there's a lot that goes into that. If a coach has been in an area for a while where he has relationships with the high school coaches or has had some success getting the kids out of the area, that's part of it. You have 9 coaches, you split them up, you got to be careful not to spread their areas too thin so they can be effective. But again, this is Wisconsin, so we have to, we feel like we've got a brand that people recognize and understand. So it's split up by experience, by the region, and just, where we think the best fit. Most of our coaches, where they are, have had past relationships and spent some time in those areas recruiting.
All right, Rick, thanks much for your question. The Great Dane with 4 locations in Madison, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. The Hilldale location is where Coach Andersen's radio show takes place on Thursday nights throughout the football season, just not this week. We'll pick it up next week, Thursday nights at 7 o'clock. And, of course, there's a Great Dane up in Wausau as well. No game this week, but the Badgers are back at it a week from Saturday as the non-conference portion of the schedule continues. Wisconsin at home against the Bowling Green Falcons. We'll talk to you after that game. Thanks for watching.
Fans use signs to identify themselves. The chop, the fork, the O, hook 'em horns. But there's one sign everyone wants to be identified with. Number 1, fans show their loyalty in all kinds of ways. Ours just buy another Hyundai. Number 1 in customer loyalty 5 years in a row. Show your loyalty using the hashtag #ThisIsLoyalty.
The Learfield Sports Directors Cup is the officially sanctioned annual award recognizing all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. NACDA and USA Today co-founded this esteemed honor in 1993, still widely recognized as the crowning achievement in college athletics.
It's 2050. I'm one of 9 billion people on the planet. Like most, I live in a city. Our air and water are clean, and there's plenty of fresh food for everyone. My parents are getting old, but staying healthy. Good thing, because my kids will probably live to be 100. Can you imagine?
The University of Wisconsin-Madison, preparing minds to meet the challenges of the future before they become the challenges of today. Keep on, Wisconsin. Keep on.